Hi scholars, and welcome to today's science lesson. Today I'm really excited for the investigation that we're going to be doing today. But before we get started, let's quickly recall the information that we were talking about yesterday. So yesterday we were talking about erosion, and we watched a video and read some text about it. And today we're actually going to do an investigation, and we're going to practice erosion on our own. But before we do, let's go ahead and quickly review what is erosion. So the definition of erosion is when tiny pieces of the Earth's surface are moved from one place to another. This is usually caused by moving water or wind. Erosion usually happens very slowly, but it can also happen very quickly. Now, I really liked the way that the scientist used movement to help him remember what erosion meant. He kind of did a silly motion with his arms where he went like this. So whenever we're thinking about erosion, we're going to think about how one piece of land is moving from one place to another, and we can use that movement to help us remember that. Now, today, we're going to do an investigation, like I said, and some of the materials I said yesterday is you're either going to need sand or soil, some rocks, plastic forks, plastic spoons, popsicle sticks. And the reason you're going to need these materials is because you're going to do an investigation about how we can stop erosion. Now, let's take a look at this document here that you're going to be filling out on a Google slide in a little bit. So our question for the day is, how can you slow or stop erosion from a slope or hill? Now, you're going to think about this after I do the investigation, but I want to show you what the worksheet looks like now. So today we're thinking about how can we stop or slow down erosion from going down a hill or a slope. And in the box, you're going to draw your idea of how to slow or stop erosion, and remember to label your drawing. So here's a better way to help you imagine this. Here's the top of a slope, and here's the bottom of a slope where houses are at. And you're going to investigate how can we prevent that erosion from happening to prevent the land from above from going down into the town. Then you'll be writing and explaining what your idea is. So everyone's might have their own idea of how to stop it, which is why I asked you to use those materials. Now, before we get started with the investigation, I do want to quickly show you this PowerPoint here. Let's give it a couple seconds to load. There we go. All right, so we're going to pretend we have a town here called Rockaway Town. And as you can see, there's a couple slopes here, and there's some slopes down here. And all down here, we have a town. Now, what do you think will happen to the soil when it rains? And again, just like I had in my drawing a few seconds ago, we have a big steep hill, and we have houses down here. And if it rains, like we saw in the video, the ground might start coming down into the town, and it will actually damage some of the roads and some of the houses like we see here in this picture. So today we're going to do an investigation, and we want to see how can we prevent this from happening. Now I'm going to go ahead and, before I get started, I want to switch my regular glasses for some safety glasses because I am going to be using soil, and I don't want to get my eyes, any dirt in my eyes, and I'm going to be putting on some gloves as well as putting my hair up because I want to stay safe during this investigation. And even during this investigation, we can see the scientist is wearing glasses. So let me get my materials ready, and then together we're going to do this investigation. So wait 1 minute. All right, so I went ahead and I put my hair up, I put my safety goggles up, and then I actually turned off my camera because I want you to focus on what is happening with our materials. So as you can see here, I didn't have a clear bin, so I just improvised, and I used a bottle that had some sweet tea in it. My bottle was already empty, so I just cut off the top piece here. And as you can see, I already placed my soil way up here on the top. So if you would like to do this experiment at home as well, you can use these materials or you can use the clear bin. And again, if you don't have these materials, that's okay. You can still use my video to help you fill out your drawing on the other side here. So right now I'm just putting on my gloves. Now, like I said, our question for the day is, how can you slow or stop erosion from a slope or a hill? So down here is where all of our houses are going to be. And here is our steep hill. Now I'm going to use my watering can here, and I'm going to pretend like it was a really rainy day. And we're going to see how this water is going to create erosion and make the soil come down to the town. Right? So here's my water. It's a rainy day, and you can already see this water is making that soil go down the slope. So now I want to think, if we were engineers and geologists, how can we prevent this from happening? What are things that we can do to stop the erosion from happening, or that can slow it down so that people can at least evacuate safely? Now, I asked you guys to bring materials such as rocks or popsicle sticks. You're going to think of your idea, like I said, and you're going to draw it out here. So you can draw like the top of the hill here with your soil or your sand. And then right before the town, you want to draw a type of building or structure that's going to prevent this erosion from going into that town. Now, if you have rocks from your rock investigation the other day, you can put your rocks in there to try it out, or you can put in your popsicle sticks. Now, I do want to say, before you put your water in your model here, first put up those sticks and those rocks. Because as you can see, I already did the water, and it's going to be a lot harder to push all the soil back because it's going to be wet. So for your investigation, before you drip that water down, you're going to keep your soil all at the top. Put your materials here and create your structure to stop the erosion from happening. Then get your water, and you're going to pour your water in your model and see, did your structure prevent the water from going through, or did it not? And if it didn't, that's okay. That's part of what a geologist and a scientist does. They test out different ideas to find the perfect one. Now on your worksheet here, after you draw the soil, draw your structure, then add the water and see, did it work or did it not work? Why or why not? And down here, you actually get to type in here. So you can say, I tried using, and then tell me the materials that you used. When I poured the water, tell me what happens after you poured the water. It did, or maybe it didn't, or it did not stop the water erosion from happening. And then explain a little bit more. Why did it stop it, or why did it not stop that water erosion? After you test your idea, be sure to send me a picture or your teachers a picture of your drawing and your explanation after you try your experiment. Did it work? Did it not work? And why? Then tomorrow, I'm gonna take some of the ideas that you guys showed, and we're gonna do this again. And I'm gonna try it and see whether this experiment worked or not. If you would like to take a picture or, a video to show us your experiment with your structure in there, that would be awesome too, because then I can share those videos all together on our computer as well. All right, so one more time. If you would like to participate in this model, you're going to create your hill, or your slope. You're going to make sure all your soil is pushed all the way up towards the top, like we saw in our video yesterday. Then, put your structure down here. Remember to plan it out first. A good scientist always makes the plan first. Then, pour that water in your soil. Did it stop the soil from going down into the town? Or did it not stop the soil from going into the town? Then explain your experiment down here on the bottom. I am super excited to see all of your models and your drawings and to hopefully see some of your videos as well. That's all for today. And if you need more help with your experiment, feel free to rewatch the videos from yesterday to help give you an idea of how you can stop that water erosion from happening. I hope you guys enjoyed your science today, and I will see you next time.